tell stories. But I guess as I think about Bill, I'll remember the very first time I met him, and I don't recall whose birthday party we were going to, but at the Renton Airport, there used to be a restaurant. It was called Castaways. And as I was introduced to Bill, at that time Castaways had a great little salad bar. My first impression of Bill, and the first thing I saw him do, was open his pockets and fill them with all the croutons and carrots he could possibly have. And I thought, this is good. He's an interesting character. He says, well, why not? They put it out there. It's free. Right? I mean, they wouldn't put it out there if they didn't want me to take it. That was typical Bill. A couple of things that I remember about Bill. First of all, he never knew a stranger. And it didn't matter if you were a clerk at a local store, whether you were the CEO of some company. He could talk to you and gain a friendship immediately. And everybody that he met throughout his life, even that clerk at the grocery store, he certainly left them with a memory that they'll never forget. That was just Bill. A character? Absolutely. Was he a funny guy? Absolutely. I mean, he could find humor in anything. And I think, as Toddy mentioned earlier, I never, in my experience with Bill, heard him talk ill of anybody. And it didn't matter who you were. That just wasn't part of his makeup. He always looked for the great in everybody. He always greeted everybody with a compliment. Sometimes it could be a little backhanded, but that was Bill. I mean, for a lot of people, Bill was an acquired taste, I guess. You may take him the wrong way, but when you got to know him, he had so much love in his heart. It was absolutely unbelievable. You know, the president of the Washington Pilots Association recently gave what I thought was an absolutely fantastic description of Bill. He was like a kid at Christmas. And you know, when you think about it, it's right on target. Everything that he approached with that level of excitement and fun. Even if he was wrong at what he was doing. Because I remember working with him, building cabinets, and he had his way of going about it in the shop, I had my way of going about it. It was his shop, right? But he was so enthusiastic through the entire process. It was unbelievable. In working with him on many different projects, spending an awful lot of time with him, one of his favorite stores, Harbor Freight Tools. He just loved Harbor Freight. He was a tool guru. I remember the trips for the, well, he lied to me. He told me they were $50 hamburgers. Now I find out they were $100 hamburgers up north. And some of the other flying stories that I heard. And one was, my wife and I had just returned from a nice little vacation in Canada. Of course, Bill had a story to tell us about the plane trip he took up to a couple he met in Canada. And I wish I could remember the name of the city, but it was north of the large lakes in Canada. And he was invited to bring his plane up and spend the weekend on this gentleman's ranch. Bill, as enthusiastic as he was, took the man up on it. Decided to make the trip up, and I want to say it was Banff, I'm not sure it was Banff, and came in to land the plane, only to find out that the only landing strip was really a cow pasture, and it was full of cows. I really don't know how many times he actually bumped when he hit, because I just heard the story about the 3-time landing, but the one thing I do remember is in his telling of the story that the first obstacle was, once the plane was on the ground, it was obviously covered with a whole bunch of stuff that cows leave behind. And he wasn't all that pleased, right? So we knew we had to clean the plane. So that was the first order of business. He had a great weekend. And then he went to leave, only to discover that the cows in the field had chewed the tail off of his plane. Bill being Bill, I mean, it wasn't really a big deal because there was plenty of duct tape, right? So the duct tape, I can imagine being a passenger with him at that time. Sure enough, building a tail out of duct tape, got him home safely from Renton. One of the most favorite stories I think I've ever heard him tell. And Bill was, as I mentioned, a gentleman who never knew a stranger. He had a personality outside of the plane, but the minute that engine fired up and he got in Sky Baby, he was dead serious about everything that he did. There was no more joking around. Now, maybe a little horseplay on the radio, right, with the tower. But his personality really changed when he got behind the controls of that airplane. An awesome guy. Some have described Bill because of his length of time in the jewelry business. I guess, Todd, we all describe diamonds by the 4 C's, right? You know, a diamond is described by its cut, its color, its clarity, and its carat. You know, I prefer to describe Bill in my own 4C language. He was a character. He was complimentary. He was very charismatic. And you know what? Bill was the closest friend that I've had in my time. Those are my closest. I'll never forget Bill Billet and the joy he brought into everybody's life. You know, the world is surely a lesser place without Bill Billet in it. But heaven has gained quite an angel. And one, again, who he will never know a stranger. Nobody up there will ever think of him as a stranger. And I'm sure he'll be full of plenty of advice from those that he needs on the other side. When I think about Bill and his flying career and how much he loved flying, I took some time, and there's a gentleman by the name of Pat Patrick who wrote what I thought was a great flyer's prayer, and that I think describes Bill very well. And I'd like to share it with you if I could. When in this life I'm in is done, and at the gates I stand, my hope is that I answer all of his questions on demand. I doubt he'll ask me of my fame or all the things I knew. Instead, he'll ask if rainbow scent on rainy days I flew. The hours logged, the status reached, the ratings will not matter. He'll ask me if I saw the rays and how he made them scatter. Remember how the runway lights looked one night long ago when you were lost and found your way, and how? You still don't know. How fast, how far, how much, how high? He'll ask me not these things. But did I take the time to watch the moonbeams on my wings? And did you see the patchwork fields and mountains I didn't know? The mirrored lakes and velvet hills? Of these did I behold? And when the goals are reached at last, when all the flying's done, I'll answer him with no regret. Indeed, I had some fun. So when these things are asked of me and I can reach no higher, my prayer this day his hand extends to welcome home a fire. 3142 Foxtrot, Sky Baby, second home. To his wife, nobody in their life could ever imagine having such a compassionate, caring, and loving person as a part of their life. Truff filled those days for Bill. Truff assured that Bill had a peaceful passing at her home where she completely dedicated herself to his every need. Truff, we are all truly grateful for the compassion and the companionship he gave to Bill. With that, I'd just like to say, Bill, thanks for remembering.